Yeah, my name's David Whitworth. I first went to sea when I was 17. I was in the fishing industry for a while, a couple of years or something. And then for my last 30 years before I retired, I worked in the oil industry. When I was a child, I lived on Newland Avenue. We lived in a terrace down Edgecombe Street. And opposite the house what I lived in, there was an old couple, very old couple. And I used to call him well, his name was Smith, Mr. Smith, you see. And I don't know if he was ill, like, he was quite old, he was probably about 90 in them days. And he was an ex-seaman on sailing ships, actually, when he started. And he used to tell me all these stories, and I used to sit in there for hours. And I just decided, he used to tell me about when he was in different countries, and I thought, that's what I'm going to do, like, And basically I'd made my mind up then, and that's just what I did. The good thing about it was you had three types of tugs. You had docking tugs, which was a smaller tug, and then you had the salvage tugs. There was different salvage stations around the world. Starting here, there was one at Alexander Dock on the jetty there, that was a salvage station. And then down south, I think it was Falmouth, then Gibraltar, and there was all different salvage stations. And so they did a lot of time abroad. And then of course when the oil industry started, you had what they call anchor handling tugs, which moved the rigs, and run the anchors out when they got on position. So there was three types of tugs. I think I worked on them all, to be fair. Just moving about like. Sometimes it was a little bit boring, but most of the times you had plenty to do. A lot of people say, oh, it must have been like, they think about people in a lighthouse or something like that, oh, it must have been. I said, no, because you did cleaning during the day, all the brass work and any other thing, which used to take you nearly all that, that time. And then, of course, you did your watches on a night. You had to, check your weather, give your weather over the radio to all radio, and keep a good watch. And of course you did 3 weeks, but you used to pass really. It was, you was always busy anyway, so. Challenging. Well, I'd say when you was on watch of course if it was foggy, then it wasn't too good, you had to have your wits about and you set your fog signal up. But nevertheless, sometimes you used to think maybe being in a collision or something like that. So getting over your watch, I suppose, on your 4 hours. Yeah, it has, because you see, a lot of the guys I was at sea with, unfortunately, they've gone, but I still meet 2 or 3 in it if we go for a pint or something like that. And the seamen always, it's a thing it's always mixed together, like it's made you more independent, and to be fair, and you still meet the guys, because I find people who haven't been, you know, it's not a very, when they talk about things, to be fair, I'm not interested in it, so. But yeah, I think it did, and of course I wouldn't have been here now, would I? Sat here, I'm doing it because I believe in it, you know, so keeping it alive.